Hello, my name is JB, or Bean for short, and today I'll be doing the Color Wheel Art Challenge. I believe it was originally an art challenge that started on Twitter/X, where an artist gets their fans to vote on which characters should be drawn for each of the 8 colors. I have seen different variations in the challenges, like some artists doing a full-on magical girl color wheel, and even one person drawing a character for the white space. But for this video, I'll be drawing characters from favorite shows and games. Spoilers, a bunch of them will be anime characters. Rising up first for red is Yona from Yona the Dawn. I remember stumbling across the anime on Crunchyroll a few years ago. Immediately I was in love with the art and the music, especially with how it went with a more traditional instrumental for its opening. As for the doodle itself, I used colors from the references and adjusted the colors to fit my style. But as you soon see, I'm still figuring out how to render hair, because I wanted to do the cool anime hair highlight, but didn't like how to match with the illustration as a whole. So I settled on a more subtle highlight with small round shapes. To match your fiery hair, I designed the top of the background to form wispy flames. And Yona turned out so pretty, especially her purple eyes. But now that Yona is finished, let's move on to orange. Flying high for orange is Hinata from Haikyuu, and I love this volleyball anime so much that I love all the characters in there. And if you've been on my channel for a while, you may have seen my short doodle of Kageyama, which I can relate to a lot because honestly Kageyama is such a volleyball nerd that he only focuses on volleyball and lacks in other subjects. But pair this abrasive character with the upbeat Hinata and it's a treat for some fun disasters. And it says Hinata is just a burst of sunshine with his energetic and bouncy personality. I made sure to do him smiling with some volleyballs in the background. The greatest teacher of them all is now here as I do Korosensei from Assassination classroom for yellow. This anime is about a group of middle schoolers given a mission to assassinate their teacher, Korosensei, or else he'll blow up the earth. It's also one of the few animes that made me cry so hard at its ending that even hearing the music alone would make me fall into a puddle. But an amazing show to go into blindly. And I try to make his illustration as symmetrical as possible without using the symmetry tool, but given the odd angle and how crooked his smile is, I had to give Korosensei some proper justice. So I used the symmetry tool to help me make him look flawless and added some fun tentacles to his background. Finger gunning his way in, it's time for Yusuke from Yu Hakusho to be doodled for green. The sketch for this pose took me forever to figure out, as I originally wanted him pointing at the screen, just like in his other classic pose. But the sketch looked a little bit off, and so I ended up finding one where you can find him finger gunning the air with some of his blue spirit energy charged up and ready to go. His background also made me struggle since this pose took up most of the space. As such, I kept it simple with some shadowing and a gradient color. For light blue, we have Quest from the visual novel Blooming Panic. It's also free at itch.io if you want to check it out. It also has amazing music and voice acting. Blooming Panic is the game where your character joins a Discord and you meet fellow fans of a story. However, things are what they seem the more you play throughout everyone's storylines. Speaking of storylines, there are 4 dateable characters with their own good and bad endings, Quest here being one of them. His doodle came out much better than I anticipated, as I was worried his pose would be too normal, but the pixelated background really helped add it to his doodle. His background was definitely fun to design, as I wanted to reflect how you're interacting with this character through the internet. For blue, it's Rin Nakamura from Blue Exorcist. Back when I was a younger bean, I went to my first convention, which was a small one in my era, in a self-made cosplay of Rin. And by self-made, I mean sewing the white stripes to a jacket, painting details on the tie, a terrible cardboard sword with aluminum tape, a tail made from an old shirt, and a black wig. Looking back, it was so cringy and terrible that I just wanted to cry the quarter just by telling the story. But hey, I entered a contest and won first place, so that's something, I guess. But moving on to the sketch, to save myself from cringing, I got the idea for a sketch when I recalled how snow leopards hold their tails in their mouths, so I decided it would be cute if Rin did the same thing. For Rin's background, I made it wispy flames, just like Yona's red background. I will say though, the most fun part was doing the blue flames on his head. And look how adorable Rin came out! For purple, it's Amity from the Owl House. At first, I did not like her at the beginning of the series, but she definitely grew on me, given how cute her interactions were with Luz, and how I really like her character design quite a bit, especially when she got purple hair. My favorite designs for her is when she's wearing her winter outfit with the earmuffs, and her epilogue design with the details of the abomination pattern on the clothing and how she has crystals in her hair. And because she uses abomination magic, I doodle on floating purple bubbles in the background. Finally, the last doodle of the Color Wheel Art Challenge is Impidimp from Pokemon. He's first introduced in Pokemon Sword and Shield, and is first seen in Gloom 1 Tickle. And the reason I picked Impidimp is because I'm a fan of little gremlins causing mischief trouble. But his evolution lineup is pretty cool as well, with Grimmsnarl having his hair acting like armor, and his Dynamax form being this giant Evangelion looking design. This doodle was simple and very fun to do, especially with the colorful glowing mushrooms just adding that nice touch of whimsicalness to the character. And that wraps up the Color Wheel Art Challenge. This is definitely my favorite art piece I have created this entire year in 2023, as I just love how the colors look together and the subtle colored lines in between the doodles. Plus, I got a mix of fan art of some of my favorite characters. But thanks for watching as always. Till next time, bye bye!